In this video I want to talk about why you should not expect stuff, or at least why I myself try to not expect stuff. And I mean this in the most general terms, but I hope you'll see what I mean. So first off, I want to kind of anchor it on this. So expect translated to German means erwarten, or is called erwarten. So erwarten means expect, to expect something. And within this word erwarten, within it is the word warten, which is German for waiting. So when you expect something, you are waiting. And I mean, this is, if you think about any example, this is very obvious. You are expecting something, you are waiting for it. But I kind of find this this linguistic example always interesting. I mean, German words have that often about them. Yeah, so, but I want to kind of get into a few examples. So first up, I want to talk about compiling stuff, because if you compile something like a C program or whatever, what have you, you are of course waiting for the compiler to finish. You are expecting it to finish, and especially when you're compiling like larger code, it's generally a bad idea to sit there waiting, because it may take a long time. It may take longer than expected, and so on and so forth. And I don't mean it's bad to sit there waiting for your compiler. I just kind of want you to think about this in like conceptual terms, or I want to put it in conceptual terms. So mail is another example, another pretty good example, because if you think of email compared to mail, it kind of gets obvious why expecting something is kind of a bad idea, maybe, at least in the digital realm. Because when you're expecting an email, what you tend to do is you tend to like check your emails every 5 minutes or something to see, well, has something arrived, and so on and so forth. And it can kind of become an obsession to like look at your emails and like on your phone and just swipe down to refresh the emails and whatnot. And with mail, it's a very different story, because mail comes once a day at most. So you really don't have any control over when the mail comes, when it gets delivered to you. In this case, it's kind of a good thing, because it kind of forces you to just accept things as they are, because you're not in control of receiving the mail. I mean, you're not with like email, but I hope you get the point. What I want to say. And of course, you can still expect mail, but it's not that there's not this immediate action you can take. Like, you can't refresh your mail, like your physical mail. You just have to wait for it. All right, so now a very different example. So money is another thing. When you do, like, for example, do a service for someone else, you, of course, and you agree that there will be money and whatnot, you expect money, of course. But with money, if you kind of turn it around, with money, it's always about kind of expectation. So you do something to get money. You don't do the thing because you like to do that, in most cases at least, but because you expect money in return. And this even goes hand in hand with, I mean, if you have seen my videos on analytics, I think I've made 2 already. But I've made 2 videos on analytics, and it's really the same thing. I mean, these things go hand in hand, because when you're looking at analytics and checking analytics, you are of course doing so because you are expecting something. You are expecting views, likes, comments, stuff like that. So you are expecting people to I don't know, consume your content or whatnot, read your article, watch your video, like your Instagram post, whatever it is. And with money, it's of course the same thing. And I mean, these things are even more obvious nowadays, because nowadays views and attention and stuff like that tends to correlate with money or with income. So there tends to be a direct correlation. But it's always about expectation. So, like, people who earn money with YouTube or earn money by, I don't know, writing or whatever, they are doing this stuff, and I mean, not always, but generally speaking, they're doing it because they are expecting something back. And I mean, this is not good or bad. That's not what I want to say, but it has this quality that once you realize that, or once you get disappointed because your expectations weren't met, you kind of stop doing the thing, or you adjust, of course. But in any case, you are waiting for something to come back. And I mean, in the compiler example, and I mean, all these examples are the same. You are kind of waiting. You are kind of in limbo. You can't really do anything else. I mean, with the compile example, of course, you can just go away. And with the mail example and the money example and all these examples, it's always the same. And this is why I have written discipline at the end here, because it's about discipline, about the self-discipline of just letting the compiler do its thing, about just trusting your phone to send you a notification once email arrives. And well, with money, it's kind of difficult because you don't really need the compiler to compile your thing. Well, in most cases. But you kind of need money to exist in society. So with this, it's kind of different, but still, if you get the point. And with girls, it's, I mean, girls is kind of, doesn't really fit in this, like, what's the odd word, of these four? It's the last one. So girls doesn't really maybe like immediately fit in this, kind of frame, but it does because, I mean, if you have to do with girls and you kind of want to, I mean, maybe you like a girl or whatnot, and maybe this has happened to you in your life or whatnot. I mean, it has for me, and you kind of do stuff for this girl because you like her, and you and when you're doing stuff in a situation like this, you are of course expecting something back. So you are expecting her affection back. So she likes you back because she sees how what great a guy you are, that you did whatever for her. And with the girls example, it's really obvious because the following is really obvious, and that is that if you are doing something because you are expecting something back, in this case the girl's affection, and you are waiting then for that expectation to be met, the more you wait, the more time passes, the more frustrated you get, the more maybe annoyed you get, the more you think, well, why did I do that then? And you kind of get bitter. Yeah. So with the other things as well, I guess to a minor degree, but with like girls, it's really kind of obvious. I mean, and I guess this works the other way around as well. So if a girl does something for a guy, she expects something back. But I mean, this is I do stuff for guys, I guess. So. Because girls are not that interested in computers or whatnot. And again, let me highlight, this has all to do with discipline. So the discipline to, well, not wait for the compiler for it to finish, or so. No, let me not reiterate what I've already said, but let me rather give you a real life example out of my life, which relates to discipline and expecting stuff and waiting. And that is that I have some time ago. I don't know. I didn't even know why I came up with that. Well, I realized that I was checking my phone way too often. Like I don't know however often, an hour, but too often to be able to like concentrate on my stuff. So I decided, okay, so between, I don't know, what was it, 10 a.m. and 8 p.m., I will not look at my phone. My phone will be in airplane mode. It will have notifications turned off. It's practically turned off. I mean, yeah, or you can turn it off, I guess. So I won't look at it. It's silent. It doesn't do anything. It's basically just a black rock. And that worked like really, really well because it was clear, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I will have the discipline to not look at this phone. I will do my stuff. And yeah, so, and I think it's with the other things as well. So checking your emails less often, not sitting in front of the compiler, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think discipline is the key point here. All right, so I hope this wasn't too rambly. I hope you kind of got my point. Don't try to not expect stuff. Do stuff because you want to do it. And I think this will, in the end, result in better results anyways, than if you expect stuff. Because if you expect stuff back, you kind of manipulate yourself into doing what you think will help you meet these expectations, and it kind of sets you up for disappointment and for waiting, which is not good in either case. So yeah, it's better to not have expectations as much as possible and to be positively surprised or not. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Have a nice day.